If you've been arrested for operating a vehicle while intoxicated, better known as an OWI in the state of Iowa, LifeSafer Ignition Interlock is here to guide you through the process. We'll help you understand the steps you need to take to restore your driving privileges. If you are being charged with a first-time OWI with a breath alcohol concentration of 0.08% or higher, you may be required to install an ignition interlock device, or IID for short, in your vehicle for at least 6 months. You're allowed a 10-day grace period to install your ignition interlock and complete all the other DOT requirements. If this is your second or subsequent OWI charge, you will be required to install an IID for a minimum of 1 year up to 2 years, depending on the severity and repetition of your offense. Installing your interlock and getting your temporary restricted license could reduce your $1,250 court fine in half to $625. It's important to know that an OWI case has 2 separate parts moving on different timelines: the criminal case and the driver's license suspension. With the driver's license suspension, the Iowa Department of Transportation, DOT, handles this side, and the process begins after you receive an OWI by either failing or refusing a test. You have 10 days from your test failure or refusal to request an appeal from the DOT. Filing the appeal temporarily pauses the suspension, letting you drive normally for now. The DOT will schedule a hearing within 45 days of the appeal. It's up to you to prove that the test or procedure was incorrect. If you lose the hearing, you still have 10 days to appeal further, which gives you a little more time to submit arguments. If no appeal is filed, the license suspension becomes final. Now, let's look at the criminal case. Within 24 hours of your arrest, you'll need to attend an initial appearance to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. Next, a preliminary hearing will be scheduled within 10 days if you're in custody, or 20 days if you're not. This hearing determines if there's probable cause for the charges. Formal charges must be filed within 45 days, or the case could be dismissed. The court reviews the evidence to see if it's strong enough for a jury to consider a conviction. Around this time, you'll have an arraignment where you'll enter a plea for the formal charges. If you have an attorney, they may handle this for you. The pre-trial conference is a time for both sides to negotiate a possible plea deal before going to trial. Finally, the trial is scheduled 90 days after the arraignment. Not all cases go to trial, but if they do, the prosecution must prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. No matter the offense, it's important to note that a judge may require additional interlock usage or other conditions beyond the minimums we're covering in this video. After you attain your temporary restricted license, be sure you collect all necessary documentation from the DOT, including your lift notice, which provides the date you can remove the device. Maintaining your required interlock monitor services are key to a successful program. The ignition interlock device must be serviced every 60 days. Drivers who fail to have this service completed are subject to device lockout and additional penalties decided by the state of Iowa. Staying in compliance with your ignition interlock device requirements is critical. What sets LifeSafer Ignition Interlock apart from the other IID providers with services in Iowa is that we offer a convenient mail program where the device is shipped to your home. Your time is important. There's no scheduling appointments and no waiting in lines. Just exchange your device and mail it back to us with the postage paid label we provide. LifeSafer also installs on motorcycles, and our device is detachable, so you can bring it inside on those cold Iowa winter nights. Once you have fulfilled your ignition interlock requirements, you can schedule the device removal on or after the date indicated on your lift notice. LifeSafer works closely with the Iowa Department of Transportation to ensure all ignition interlock requirements are met. Whether you choose to install with LifeSafer or not, please use us as a resource to help you get back on the road as quickly as possible.